Welcome to Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. I'm Brett. We're back looking at one of the newest releases for Wizkid. It's not just a general release that you can get at the stores. It's part of their organized play, the first figure for their Elemental Evil organized play. For those who don't know what the hell we're talking about, this is a figure for Wizkid's Dungeons & Dragons Attack Wing game. The game is a miniature game where you go and you build an army with these pre-painted figures and you go battle it out. So usually play scenarios, and during these organized play you can go to your stores and you play your opponents. Usually the top two people get a prize. There's usually a prize for kind of the sportsmanship. So you got to be a little decent to get these figures, but they're usually really cool. They add some cool elements. Elemental Evil is the next organized play that is kicking up. Many of the stores are starting now. Kits are arriving this week or so. So for those who want to get involved, you should go to Wizkid's Games, I believe is the website. HeroClix.com is another way to get there, and you can check it out. So let's actually crack this open and show things off. So this is a fun game. I actually really enjoy Attack Wing. It's one of the miniature games that I play, partially because you don't necessarily need a lot, and living in an apartment, I don't have tons of room to paint figures and really kind of build out armies, so that limits what my choices are. So the figure is an Earth Genasi fighter. So show off the figure itself. Wait until it's focused so you can actually see it. There we go. It's one of the, small figures, the human-like creatures that we got. They're usually not all that big. The detail on it's actually pretty decent for the size. On the back is a crossbow bolt that there's like a small chamber in the top, which is impressive. The chainmail has really, pretty decent detail. Coloring, there's a couple splotches here where colors are quite right. The sword is straight and solid, which is nice to see. The eyes don't look like they're painted, but there is like white dots, so figure this small, I can kind of forgive on that. The boots actually have a lot of shading, shockingly. So that's kind of cool, and the skin itself isn't too bad. There's some good muscle tone there and some shading when it comes to that. So the Earth Genasi fighter, of course there is two versions of this figure. We're going to kind of show off. There's the 23 points, kind of lower level, with 4 attack, 0 defense, 5 life, and 1 shield, 2 attack forward. As far as range with the crossbow, 2 with the melee, 2 slots to fill up, level 6. And then we've got the much better 35-point figure, 4 attack, 1 defense, 6 life, and 1 shield. 3 is the range on this one for the crossbow, and 2, I'm sorry, the other one is actually 3 as well for the range. I misread that one. Yay. That's what I get for trying to read off my phone while not looking directly at the card. This one's a level 14. His name's Owain Montes. He rolls +1 attack die whenever he makes a primary weapon melee attack. So you're getting attack die on top of that. So the great sword isn't actually a 2 attack. You get a 3 attack. So that's pretty helpful. And there's of course a whole bunch of slots for 35 points, which is not too bad. A little bit pricey for some of the special figures when it comes to like OP. Definitely pricier than the figures that you got in the blind boosters from the first OP organized event. Here we have the movements. 3 forward, back. Not bad, not great. I would say pretty average movement for a ground figure. Let's go over the cards and upgrades you get. So first we'll go with the Divine Spell. Move a little forward, hopefully you can read it. We have 3 ranges called Magic Stone. If you are on the ground, you may disable this upgrade to make a 3 dice attack against 1 creature at range 1 to 3 in your forward arc. This is considered a primary weapon at ranged attack. During this attack, you may convert 1 of your hits results into a critical result. And Earth Genasi can use a heroic upgrade slot to equip this divine spell. Cost is only 2 points, so to be able to change one hit to a critical hit every single round is pretty helpful at range 3, so that's pretty good. Next up, we've got, we'll go with this one. We got Circumspect. Circumspect. 1 point. At the end of the activation phase, you may disable this upgrade to place 1 action token that is beside your creature with another action token that corresponds to an action listed on your creature card. Cost is +3 for non-Earth Genasi. Really, really helpful. Pretty cool. After the activation, you can, when the phase is done, you can kind of change what you decide to do based off of what your opponents do. So a great reactionary upgrade that I would expect you to see a lot of that with certain figures. I can see there be a really, really cool combination. For 4 points, we've got Earthwalk. You're unaffected by ground obstacles even if this card is disabled. After performing a red maneuver on the ground, you may disable this upgrade to avoid receiving an exhaustion token. It must be Earth Genasi to equip, so allowing someone to move much better. The interesting is you're unaffected by ground obstacles. Maybe we'll finally be seeing rules for obstacles like trees, I don't know, hills, stuff like that. It's kind of lacking in the game when it comes to that. So maybe this is a hint that something we might see down the road. It would be pretty cool. Next, we've got cost for 3 point. This is Luckstone. After rolling the attack or defense die, you may discard this upgrade to re-roll the entire roll. Pretty straightforward on that one. And that can go to anyone. And then we've got 4. Cost is the Great Sword of Life Stealing. It's a 2-handed weapon. You cannot equip another weapon or a shield upgrade. Use your primary weapon value to attack a creature at range 1 to 2 in your forward arc. This is considered a primary weapon melee attack. If you inflict at least 1 normal or critical damage against the creature, you may disable this upgrade to remove 1 of your face down damage cards or flip 1 of your face up damage cards face down. You may only do this once per attack, even if you inflict 2 or more damage to the enemy. So a great way to basically heal yourself. Pretty cool. The upgrades and stuff like that is pretty standard for the figure. There's nothing too shocking on that one. But for those who participate, you can actually get some other cards yourselves. You know, the great thing on the organized play is if you show up, basically you're going to get something, usually cards. So here we have Veterans. It's a cost of 2. It's special. You can add a special, another slot like this to your creature's upgrade banner. Each of your other upgrades costs -1 Legion point, not including this one. Your roll, +1 defense die against a line, cone, burst, and other attacks that specify that they can't affect more than 1 creature. So you get some nice defense. Your upgrades cost less, and you must be a unique troop to equip, which could be really, really cool to use. I think it's the Helm card that allows you to pay 1 less for costs. I've used the crap out of that one, so you better believe this one's going to become a regular in my troop building. Moment of Glory, we have 4 costs. Once per game, when you discard a troop token, you may place it here instead of removing it from the game. During the reroll or during the roll attack dice step of combat, you may discard this upgrade to use the primary weapon value instead listed on the troop token placed here. Must be a troop to equip. So basically, troops get hit, throw it on there, and then you can kind of go out with a nice big swing, which is, you know, kind of cool. Gives more use for troops. Troops are very, very underutilized in the game, so hopefully maybe that will bring some more. This one is cannot be equipped by siege weapons or troops. It's called Commander. You place a timer on this. All friendly troops within range 1 to 3 who are lower level, then you receive continuous effect below. Each affected troop with 2 or more soldiers rolls +1 attack die and +1 defense die whenever it is in combat. These troops do not make morale checks after losing their point soldier. That's huge because it's going off the point soldier. It's a great way to kind of whip through troops. So that will protect them a lot. It's a little costly at 5, but I think people who run a lot of troops in their force, we see some cards that are definitely going to become much used in the game. And hopefully they'll bring troops more to the tabletop, and it's not going to be just a bunch of dragons flying around with a calamity shooting big giant crossbows at folks. So this is the first figure being released for the Elemental Evil OP for Wizkid's Dungeons & Dragons Attack Wing. You can go check online, find out when your store's playing. Highly recommend it. It's a great game. It's pretty cheap to get into. It's a lot of fun, some good strategy. So thanks for watching Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. I'm Brett. You can, of course, catch us every single day at graphicpolicy.com. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, here on Twitter, all at Graphic Policy. We keep it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep on rolling those die and keep it geeky.